Welcome to another edition of the Market Review. Today, Tuesday, 6th October 2020, to all our viewers in Nigeria and across the world. The Market Review, as you all know, continues to give you insights into what's happening in the financial and capital markets related to economy. Today, we'll take a look at repositioning the Nigerian fixed income segment, which is becoming a very engaging and revealing segment of the Nigerian capital markets. Let's give you a wrap-up of some of the things we'll be looking at today. The weekly review of the fixed income and bonds market performance, the Nigerian Stock Exchange fixed income plans, IOSCO's World Investor Week, FMDQ Clear activities, and the October FGN savings bond. Let's begin with the review of the week, and that was activities for last week. First, in the money market, the average money market rate fell marginally by 0.13% to settle at 1.29% from 1.42% in the previous week. The open buyback rate closed at 1%, which is similar to last week's, while overnight rates closed at 1.58% compared to 1.83% the previous week. This may be attributable to inflows from the OMO maturities worth 140 billion naira and the federal government of Nigeria coupon payment of 45.45 billion naira that flowed into the system during last week. And Korea, writing this report published and shared on the ProShare platform, expects buoyancy in the system liquidity as inflows from OMO securities and OMO maturities would hit 567.69 billion naira as expected to hit the system during this week. In the foreign exchange space, Nigeria's currency strengthened after the independence holiday last week by 5 naira week on week, as the dollar traded at 462 naira per dollar on Friday compared to 467 naira per dollar in the previous week. The naira appreciation may be attributable to low demand by end users and dollar supply to the bureau de change operators by the Central Bank of Nigeria, as at last week Friday. At the imports, investors and exporters window, that's I&E window, the naira also appreciated by 0.05% as the dollar was quoted at 295 naira 80 kobo in comparison with last week's close of 296 naira. The Central Bank of Nigeria is still committed to its weekly forex sales to BDCs across the country, which is expected to inject more liquidity to the FX market. During the week, Nigeria's foreign reserves received a boost of about $200 million when the London Commercial Court ordered the release of the $200 million guarantee put in place as security in respect of the process and industrial development adjudication. And Korea expects the pressure on naira to drop in the short term as Central Bank of Nigeria continues to carry out measures aimed to stabilize and unify the exchange rates. In the bonds market space, the secondary sovereign bond market closed bullish last week as the average yield fell by 40 basis points to close at 6.83% compared to 7.24% in the previous week. Yields contracted across instruments, including the February 2028 bond and April 2037 bonds, which closed at 7.25% and 8.80% respectively. The highest yield decline was seen in January 2022, which contracted by 133 basis points to close at 2.60% compared to 3.93% the previous week. The sovereign Eurobond market closed bullish as the yields fell by 14 basis points to close at 7.50% compared to 7.64% the previous week. In the same vein, the corporate Eurobond market closed bullish as the yields fell by 15 basis points to close at 6.89% compared to 7.04% the previous week. And Korea expects to see sustained demand in the bond market as investors continue to invest their maturities while retaining a cautionary approach in the markets. For Treasury bills, the market closed bullish last week as the average yield rose by 38 basis points to close at 1.85% compared to 1.61% the previous week. In the same vein, OMO bills rose by 31 basis points to close at 1.94% compared to 1.75% the previous week. At the Treasury bills auction, the Central Bank of Nigeria rolled over bills worth 133.97 billion naira, with allotments of 10 billion naira for the 91-day, 17.60 billion naira for the 192-day, 106.37 billion naira for 264-day, and the stop rate closed at 1.08%. It was previously 1.09%, 1.49% previously, 1.50%, and 2.80% previously 3.05% respectively. And Korea expects increased demand in the Treasury bills market as investors take position in the market. Well, let's go to some interesting developments. Nigerian Stock Exchange is now going the fixed income way. It says, in line with its ambition to support Nigeria's economic growth by providing a liquid, efficient, and multi-asset security exchange hub, the Nigerian Stock Exchange is pleased to announce enhancements to its fixed income securities market segment, as well as the associated benefits to trade execution via its platform. As part of its liquidity enhancing efforts, the exchange introduced a trading fee moratorium, as communicated via a press release dated 11th of August 2016, to stimulate activities and liquidity in the fixed income market. Following the end of the 4-year fixed income securities trading fee moratorium, the exchange has now received the regulatory approval of Securities Exchange Commission to revise its fee structure. The revised fee will become effective on 5th of October 2020. Under this revised fee structure, the exchange will charge 0.0005%, that's 5 naira per million, on debt instruments traded on its platform. It's Investors Week. Yes, the International Organization of Securities Commissions, IOSCO, has launched its Investors Week. It kicked off yesterday and is wrapping up through the week. The World Investor Week has more organizations participating in the event than ever before. During the event, securities regulators, stock exchanges, international organizations, investors associations, and other stakeholders from some 100 countries will offer a variety of activities to raise awareness about the importance of investor education and protection in their own jurisdictions, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. While the World Investor Week is scheduled, already has kick-started since yesterday, 5th to 11 October, jurisdictions can choose alternative weeks in October or November to stage their events. Given the logistical issues and the other challenges posed by the pandemic, many participants have opted to hold their campaigns in the digital format. The World Federation of Exchanges has organized a Ring the Bell for Financial Literacy ceremony, and more than 35 exchanges and central counterparty clearing systems around the world will ring the bell for their financial literacy during the week, or offer financial literacy-related activities in support of World Investor Week. The New Zealand Exchange, in partnership with the New Zealand Financial Market Authority, kicked off the events early yesterday with the first ringing of the opening bell. The key objective of the World Investor Week is to encourage IOSCO members, international organizations, and other relevant parties to coordinate their activities to promote investor education and protection, while also delivering key messages for all investors to help them make sound investment decisions. Part of this year's campaign is to warn investors not to be tempted to invest in risky products by misleading information. The World Investor Week key messages for 2020 highlights the basics of investing, including, among other things, the importance of assessing the impact of fees when choosing an investment and understanding that all investments entail risk. The World Investor Week also stresses last year's message regarding online investing, initial coin offerings, crypto assets, and edtech issues, such as digital learning and online education. It will also deliver a new key message about the risk of investing in these uncertain times caused by COVID-19. In 2019, securities regulators, exchanges, and international organizations and investor associations and other IOSCO stakeholders from 89 jurisdictions participated in the campaign, and IOSCO communicated its key messages from the event to the press and various online channels, including Facebook. In 2019, the number of social media posts soared by 830% from the year before. Mr. Paul Andrews, the IOSCO Secretary General, said, "Every year, World Investor Week attracts growing international support and new participants, thereby underpinning the IOSCO's steadfast commitment to investor education and protection. This fourth reiteration of World Investor Week is particularly relevant given the impact of COVID-19 on the global capital market and investor protection." The website for this campaign is www.worldinvestorweek.org. It provides all the relevant resources, including an implementation guide, key messages, press releases, and continuously updated information. It also includes details about various participating authorities and international organizations supports this effort. Let's get to FMDQ Clear. You all heard that FMDQ Clear is now Nigeria's first central clearinghouse registered by the Securities and Exchange Commission to carry out the capital market function of the clearing and settlement. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of FMDQ Group. FMDQ Clear is strategically positioned to deliver post-trade services that will enhance the integrity of and eliminate the inherent risk to bilateral trades in Nigerian financial market, while supporting its safety and reliability with an aspiration of becoming the central counterparty in the medium to long term for the purpose of innovating products traded on the FMDQ Securities Exchange Limited. FMDQ Clear aims to deliver capital and cost efficiencies to its members and further de-risk the market. The structure, activities, and operations of the FMDQ Clear are aligned to meet global best practices and guidelines issued by standard-setting bodies such as the International Organization of Securities Commission, IOSCO, the European Securities and Market Authority, ESMA, and the Bank for International Settlements, BIS. This will help build an efficient risk governance structure as well as promote efficient clearing operations processes, which will in turn boost market confidence and maintain the integrity of the Nigerian financial markets. Very good innovative step from the FMDQ. Now, pursuant to the Debt Management Office Act 2003 and the Local Loans Registered Act, Stock and Securities Act, CAP 11L17 LFN 2004, Debt Management Office, on behalf of the Federal Government of Nigeria, is offering subscription and is authorized to receive applications for the Federal Government of Nigeria savings bond at the following interest rates. 2-year FGN savings bond due October 14, 2022 at 2.453% per annum, and 3-year FGN savings bonds due October 14, 2023 at 3.453% per annum. Opening date is October 5th, 2020, and closing date is October 9th, 2020, which is the settlement date. The October 14, 2020 coupon payments dates are January 14th, April 14th, July 14th, and October 14th. Summary of the offer issuer is that it's from the Federal Government of Nigeria. Unit of sales are 1,000 Naira per unit, subject to its minimum subscription of 5,000 Naira and in multiples of 1,000 Naira thereafter, subject to a maximum subscription of 50 million Naira, yes. The interest payment payable quarterly. That's the interest payments payable quarterly. Redemption is bullet repayment on the maturity date. Looking at the status, it says it qualifies as securities in which trustees can invest under the Trustee Investment Act. It qualifies as a government securities within the meaning of Company Income Tax Act and Personal Income Tax Act for tax exemption for pension funds, amongst others. It's listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange and qualifies as a liquid asset for liquidity ratio calculation for banks. It's a security backed by the full faith and credit of the Federal Government of Nigeria and charged upon the general assets of Nigeria. Interested investors should contact the stockbroking firms appointed as distribution agents by the Debt Management Office, and definitely you'll get all the information you need and clarity. Indeed, from what we're seeing today, there is a reposition of the Nigerian fixed income segment market and what's happening from the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and of course the activities we've seen from the view of last week shows a lot is in the offing and opportunities abound. And that'll be all for today's edition of the Market Review. You can visit our website www.prochange.com to watch videos, read our news reports, and also analysis on the bonds and fixed income space. You can also send your views of your thoughts around the bonds market, the fixed income, and the developments that are occurring in that market to news@prochange.com, and we would respond appropriately. This is wishing you a very interesting day, and let's make it happen again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Time, here on our station. But till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.